So today we are going to be planning November. So if you didn't know, my name is Kelsey. I am the owner and founder of the Intuitive Health Studio. I am self-employed and I'm a naturopath and nutritionist. So in today's video, I want to do a monthly reset where I look at my business and personal goals and I do a reflection of my October and how that was, especially going into being self-employed. I've been self-employed for a little over 6 weeks now when I'm filming this video, so it's all still very new to me. So it's a good time to reflect on how the first month of being self-employed was, and then looking into November to see what goals and what growth we can make. So let's start with reflection of October for the month that was my first official month as being self-employed. I actually did better than I thought I would in terms of revenue and consults and just getting myself in the groove of being self-employed. It was a very, very big jump scare going from being fully employed by another company, having Monday to Thursday already blocked out for that work, and then going into a week where I had to choose what I could do. It wasn't governed by someone else. I had to make those decisions. So it was a very big change, and I think over the weeks, as the weeks went on, I started to get into a groove and I felt a little bit more better. Like overall it was really good, and I feel like I planted the seeds to what I want to develop in the future. Like I started being more consistent on YouTube, so I've already released one video every week for 4 weeks. One of the goals that I had for October was to grow my social media. So I actually released a 10-day series called the Nourish Nervous System 10-day challenge. So over 10 days consecutively, I released a reel, and I did that successfully, even though I was getting very tired of it in myself. I was like, oh, I really have to post again. I could have gone through the scheduling method, but I really wanted to force myself to actually post every day, because I'm really trying to push through the messy middle of everything. Like things aren't going to be the best that they ever could be every single day. Like you have to go through that messy middle to get there. So I really wanted to push myself, and I did it. And it had okay reach. It wasn't like massive reach, but overall my social media grew some following. So all these numbers I'm going to be sharing with you, they're not massive numbers, they're little baby numbers, but the reason why I started this channel and the reason why I'm sharing this is because to share with you, everyone starts somewhere. Everyone starts with small numbers and you have to build upon that. And hopefully I do over the coming months and years and everything, and I can share with you along the way as well. I did build my social media. One thing that was really, really good when I was being really consistent on Instagram, especially at the start of the month, was my reach. So my reach typically before that was maybe hitting like 5,000 different accounts. But when I was being super consistent, looking at my Instagram stats, I had 8.5k views on my reels and posts, which I think is great. I had one post in particular that really made its mark around Instagram. Like I actually think I got clients from that one particular post, which is really good. And 43% of them were non-followers, which is great. That means that I'm reaching accounts that are not my followers, which means that I'm expanding into different communities and different little niches of people's algorithms, which is great. And I gained 12 followers from September. So not a lot, as I said, little baby numbers, but I think it's good to see there is growth in small numbers. And from that, I did have a couple clients come to me through Instagram, which is great. So that means I still need to put effort into that. In October, I didn't really focus a lot on TikTok and YouTube Shorts. I really want to start repurposing my reels onto those. Like I mentioned, I was just getting into the rhythm of things. I was very I guess, all over the place because I didn't know what to work on. So in that time, I didn't release any new products. I really had good intentions to, but I just kind of started things and just left them because I was still trying to find my way through everything. Another thing that happened in October, some personal things, is I read 3 books in the month, which again, baby numbers, but that is actually massive for me because I'm not a big reader. So reading 3 books in 1 month and where is actually great for me. I'm really proud of myself with that. So the books that I read was The Mountain Is You. This is one of the books that I read. This is a book all about self-sabotage. I really enjoyed this book. I gave it a 5 stars. This is one of my favorite books, one of my favorite personal development books. It was really simple to digest, really easy to read, short chapters, I felt like the author was in my brain. I'm like, wait, this isn't an original thought. And the thoughts that I was having, she was giving the thought and then what to think, how to change that thought as well. So it was really digestible. One of my favorite books. Definitely recommend if you feel like you want to overcome some things, if you want to push yourself, if you've always wanted to do different things but you keep self-sabotaging. Definitely read this book. The other 2 books that I read was actually part of a series. So The Housemaid, which the movie is coming out in December, I think, so that will be great to watch. So yes, gave that one a 5 stars as well. And I really loved this book. Super quick, super fast chapters. The twist at the end, did not see that coming, and I think I read it in about a day or 2 days. You know when I like a book because I read it really quickly. And then I read the second one, which was The Housemaid Has a Secret, or The Housemaid's Secret or something. I'll put it up here. This one, I gave it 3 stars. I didn't like it as much as the first one just because, yeah, I just didn't really vibe with some of the writing, and I thought it was I didn't like it as much. I can't really give a better review than that. I'll get better. Other thing that I wanted to do in this reflection bit is say something that I'm proud of myself for. As people, we don't tend to reflect and say, okay, we're proud of, because we think it's like egotistic or anything. It's not egotistic. It gives you grounding and it gives you gratitude of where you've come and where you want to go as well. So one thing that I'm proud of is staying grounded. So what actually happened is when I actually went into being self-employed in Australia, where I'm from, it was actually during the time of school holidays. So you can just imagine school holidays. No one's really thinking about booking appointments or buying anything. They're spending time with their family. They're going on holidays. So during those 2 weeks, my consults were really down and I was very worried that my business was failing and this was a terrible idea. So during those 2 weeks, it was really good because I found tools that really helped ground me and helped me keep sane, and then I was able to work on things that I've been putting off. So I was really trying to find ways to be grateful for the time and space, because that's what I didn't have when I was working at the other job and doing the business. I didn't have any time. So when I had so much time, I was trying not to freak out, and I'm really proud of myself that I was able to keep myself grounded and keep myself chugging along. And then from that, in October, I had the biggest month that I've ever had in business. So it says that you have to not give up, and I'm really proud of myself that I didn't. And the other thing that happened as well, which is like a cherry on top with this school holidays, no one booking in, is my website fell off the face of Google. So no one could actually find me on Google, which that is probably 30-40% of my business comes from Google search. So when that happened, when I couldn't figure out why that happened, it was actually totally my fault. I changed domains. I did a slight rebrand, so I changed domains and Google just hadn't crawled my site yet, didn't index my site. You would have seen that in the vlogs. So what happened was, my site wasn't on Google, it wasn't coming on local search, so I kind of just had to wait and see what happened. So that was a very big learning lesson, that one, I need to take care of myself in that time because things are going to go wrong. But 2, I need other ways to reach people. I can't just rely on Google for people to come to me, and that's why I need to build up Instagram. I need to build up my email referrals. I need to build up all these different avenues so people can come to me. And then that's when I started dedicating more time to YouTube and thinking about Instagram and really pushing my reach on those things, because I've been in marketing, and what they always say is people need to see your brand 10 times on average for them to buy. So just seeing them once on an Instagram post, they're probably not going to buy. They need something to binge on. They need something to get to know you with. And I didn't really have that. I was posting like once or twice a month on my Instagram, just really doing things here and there. So it was really a good learning lesson and a really good wake up call to be like, holy moly, you need to work on your marketing and your funnels and really support your lead generation in different ways and not just one. So let's get into November. What is November looking like and what do I want to achieve? This is for November. I really want to set my tasks in Asana so I can track them. So I'm just going to copy and paste this. This is what I got from my October goals. So in October, I actually didn't really set many actual goals, but this time I'm going to set them and I'm going to actually work on them. So my focus on this month is to use my time more wisely. I had a lot of time given, I was still working things out, but in October I had a lot of time that wasn't so much productive, more so reactive and also non-productive, whatever that word is. Non-productive procrastination. I was procrastinating a lot. So I want to definitely lower my screen time. And I also want to, when I lower my screen time, that means I'm lowering my doom scrolling and lowering my imposter syndrome creating. Because one thing that you should know about me is when I am overwhelmed and when I don't know what to do, I tend to go on social media, doom scroll, and then I just imposter syndrome and be like, I can't do this. Why do I think I can do this? And so on and so forth. So I want to lower my screen time because the best work that I produce is when I am in my own zone of genius. I'm not concerned about what anyone else thinks and judgments or anything like that. And so by lowering my screen time, focusing more on books and TV shows and not really social media scrolling, that's when I can really hone in to different things that I want to produce. The way that I can do this is by setting limits on my phone on each app, and then also time block in my calendar the projects. And I feel like because I'm a visual learner, this really supports me, because when I don't time block, I feel like all over the place. I'm like, what should I do? And if every single week I write a to-do list of the projects that I want to work on, then I can find space in my calendar to do those alongside my client work, my typical client work. So that is the focus for this month. The goal is to read 4 books, and I have 2 books already picked out. So the first one is Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. So I have that on my Kindle, and the other book that I have, I'm reading through my physical TBR. So I have so many books on my shelf that I'm going to get through. So one of them was The Mountain Is You. This one has been on my list for so very long. So this is the next one, is The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F by Mark Manson. Obviously you've heard lots of things about this. Everyone's already read it. I have not. So I'm going to read this one. I'm trying to do self-development and also fictional. And then I have 2 more to choose. So I'm just going to let myself choose them when the time comes. If you have any recommendations on what they should be, like thriller, rom-com, fantasy, whatever they may be, put them down below and I would love to, check them out. I want to continue to release 4 YouTube videos in the month. So 1 a week. Some ideas I have for that include meal prepping video, and planning. So one of the videos that I want to do is planning my meals for the week, looking at how do I take nutrients. So for example, I want to have at least 4 servings of, say, chicken in the week, or taking those parameters, how can I actually plan that into a meal plan for the week? How do I turn that into a shopping list? And then I'll show you what I actually prep. So that is the plan. I want to do one of those. Of course, weekly vlogs, just behind the scenes in the clinic. In the back end, I have a studio vlog that I've redesigned the studio. So I really want to put that out because it's just sitting there. I just need to edit it and put it out. So that should definitely be an easy one. For Instagram followers, so I said 700 followers by the end of the month. So I want to post at least 4 times per week on the grid and story every day. I think that's pretty doable. Exercise, I want to go to the gym at least 3 times per week, and that's a mix of cardio and weight training, and then also walking for 30 minutes every day. Around here it's very flat, so it's not like intense walking, it's just walking my dog. So those are some of the goals that I want to achieve in November. So what I'm going to do now is actually create them as tasks. So after the month is done, I can go back here and I can put actual numbers here. So I can tick this off or not tick this off and put actual numbers. So this is what it's going to look like. So November. And then, like I said, every month I'll improve on it. I'll probably get something more fancy, but this is just super basic at the moment. That way I can add on it and I can change it. I feel like Asana is pretty easy to do that. I wanted to show you as well, this is what I've started for my Airtable. So one of the goals that I actually want to put in here is set up Airtable. Setting up Airtable properly. So I've started to do these tabs. So I'll have one for the blog, Instagram, podcast, digital products, and then physical products. And then that way I can keep a list of everything that I'm working on, and I can put attachments if I have anything done in Google Drive. I really just want a repository to have everything, and that way I can like pull upon that. So as you can see, I have some videos here that I filmed. I'm pretty sure I published that yesterday, so I can do published, and then I can sort that out and everything. I have lots of ideas. Like I mentioned, I have all of these Google Docs that have all of these ideas, and I just need to put it in one place. And that's one of the big goals that I have, is to actually do that. So overall, I think it's going to be a pretty good month. Like looking at my calendar and everything, I think all of this is pretty achievable. One of the things that I really want to focus on is really focusing on my business and different marketing avenues, really supporting the content. The other personal one that I really want to focus on is my health. So another thing that happened is I started to go to the gym more, which is great, but because I'm now self-employed, which means I work from home a lot, I work from my clinic, I don't actually have a stand-up desk, which is what I want to invest in into the future. But right now I don't have one. So that means I'm actually sitting a lot, typing and writing. And the other day I went to the gym and I pulled up a barbell wrong. So I was using more of my back than my legs, and my back started to get really strained and pressury. So that kind of scared me. So I really want to focus on supporting my body more, going for more walks. That's why I said 30 minutes a day, having more steps in my day, even doing some stretches, so 5 to 10 minutes of stretches every day, to make sure that I'm really supporting my body and really supporting my health, because that is what I practice, that is what I preach, and I also need to practice that for myself. That is all that I have for you. Thank you so much for listening and joining me on this video. Hopefully it was helpful. It was a good insight to see a little bit of personal and business planning for November. Like I said, I left things super simple because it's the first time I've actually set specific goals and did a structure like this. So I want to see how it goes, and obviously through the month, if things work, if they don't work, I can tweak them. We can review back how the month was and then go from there. But thank you so much for listening. If you haven't followed me on my social media pages, you should go and do that. So on Instagram, I'm Naturopath Girls, and also my business is Intuitive Health Studio, so you can go follow those there, and making sure that you subscribe and like in this video so I know that you're enjoying this content. That would be absolutely amazing. So thank you so much for watching and listening, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.